Hi guys, welcome back to Skyline Stroll. Today we're going to be talking about how to sort your feelings out and figure out which ones are actually your feelings and which feelings you have are actually the beliefs of others in disguise, or perhaps feelings and thoughts from the past that are still lingering on and don't really serve you anymore. So without any further stalling, let's go ahead, have a good day. I'm not sure we're going to go on a walk today because it is hardcore raining. I debated doing it anyways, but I'm just not sure. And if it let up, I would. I just don't want it pressing on the camera while I'm trying to record. So, yeah. Alright, guys, so the important things to know about sorting your own thoughts and feelings, for one, is that when we're younger, in our formative years, other people's norms, things presented to us as fact, can actually get lodged in our head as a fact when they are in fact just a truth of that situation or that person, and it can go on to hurt us a lot later in our life. If that fact or norm doesn't serve our future, then it won't do us any good. Like, if you believe that all women are out to get you, for example, and what's going to happen is when you go to date, the good women that have their heads screwed on right are going to say, that guy doesn't trust women and I can't date someone like that, and they're going to filter themselves out of the dating pool. So an old view like from when you get betrayed or something can hurt you a lot. Can hurt you so much. Parents, they can have experiences like that where they say, oh, you can't trust anyone. Don't ever trust anyone. So you don't. And it gets you hurt a lot in your adulthood. You don't make many friends. You have rough work relationships. And it's like, it's not actually all the people around you's fault. It's yours. Because your views are filtering out the better interactions, the better people, the more trusting moments, the moments where you build with people. So what do? Think about things you genuinely believe, but approach them from a new angle and think, well, do I actually feel this way? And if so, why? What made me feel this way? And from here you can assess, was there a looming authority figure that beat this view into your head? If so, this view is not yours, and you can just kind of filter it out easier, actually. Once you realize it's literally not your view, it'll feel a lot better to actually remove it from your beliefs and opinions. But if you find that the thought or belief actually is one of your own from your own experience, this can get harder. You can realize you maybe hold some darker or less desirable views and opinions, or that maybe you didn't act right in a situation where you thought you did. That stuff's gonna hurt. It's gonna invite shame, sorrow, maybe even anger, disappointment into your life. But these are all normal parts of life that you need to confront. So try to separate yourself from these emotions when you feel them and understand why you feel them and accept them and let them blow by, let them burn past. Let them have their moment in the sun. Otherwise, they're going to poison you. If you feel shame about something and decide, oh, I just don't want to think about that, then what's going to happen is anytime you're put into a remotely similar situation or a situation that reminds you of that situation, what's going to happen is you're going to pre-sabotage yourself, because you'll be all like, oh, well, I tried basketball, I sucked really bad and got laughed at by the whole team, I'll never do sports again. And then it's time to try hockey. And little did you know, you actually are crazy talented at hockey, but due to that basketball experience, you won't even try it. So you miss out on what could have been one of the greatest experiences of your life. That's what happens when you let the past rule your future. And that's why we need to sort these views, because some of the views we have that are ours and aren't ours both hurt us in the future. Maybe they served a genuine function at a time in our life where you needed to feel that way to get through the situation. An abuser, a just harsh environment, stuff like that. Yeah, we might end up developing some rougher views to try and protect ourselves from those situations. But if you, as time goes by, you find nothing is permanent, and to help yourself from forming new bad views when you're in a hard or challenging or painful situation, remind yourself, this too will pass. That's the best part. Nothing is permanent. Not even the pain you're feeling right now, no matter how much it's making the time and seconds drag out. So, as you enter new situations, each time you enter a new environment, a new relationship, a new job, a new hobby, you need to ask yourself, do my old views still serve me? Can they help me or hurt me in this situation? And how can ways I feel and think about things help or hurt me in new situations? If you develop a habit of doing this regularly, what's going to happen is you're going to reassess regularly, and you'll be ever changing and evolving and growing. And in each situation, you'll be able to tackle it from the best angle, because you won't think about it from your current perspective and view. You'll think about it from the angle of what's the best way to do this or tackle it. And it's possible to have contradicting views. You may, when you start sorting your own mind, find you have opinions that can directly conflict with each other. This is really normal and happens all the time. Like, you might simultaneously feel human life is infinitely the most valuable thing on the whole planet, and also that people suck and that you don't want to be around them. I feel like these are kind of contrarian views, perhaps, and a lot of people feel both of these things. Genuinely feel both of these things. You have to get to the root of where each feeling came from and sort them out and figure out why you actually feel that way. That chances are a reframe of mind can put a lot of your existing underdeveloped thoughts and feelings into a great perspective and help you live the life you actually want to. So, constantly be reframing. Try to learn how to reframe. There's so much content on YouTube that can show you how to reframe your mind better. And understand you're going to be all like, wow, I thought this way. That's interesting. Why'd I feel that? Did I really think that out? And when that happens, that's just part of life. That's just part of life. Work through it. Because you can work through it. And you can do anything. All those things that your loved ones told you couldn't, or that you told yourself you couldn't, or that some bully at school or in your workplace told you couldn't, you can try them. And you're not entitled to a good or bad outcome. You're entitled to an outcome. And you should assess that outcome objectively and take it and figure out where to go with it next. Learn from it, process. Even the hard parts make your future better. It makes you wiser. It makes you more temperate, more understanding. 100 bad days make 100 great stories. And challenge is what makes people interesting. So if you have a hard period in your life, don't look at it as, woe is me, I'm cursed, I have this going against me. Look at it as, life is really pushing my limits right now, but I'll be stronger for it later. Think more about the future. If you can process and think about the future, man, you can put so many goals way closer to reach just by planning them into your future, by actually asking, not just saying, well, that would be cool. Instead, you're saying, well, what would I need to do that? What do I need to do that? Not, oh, I would like to do this. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Tell yourself these things and understand you're gonna have setbacks. You're gonna get knocked down. You're gonna get delayed. And that's just part of the journey. Here in America, they say life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And when I was younger, I didn't much care for that phrase. It felt like, oh, you can't actually be happy. You're only allowed to chase it. But the truth of the matter is, the chase is the fun part. Nobody likes ending a video game. They like playing the video game. They like the experience leading up to it. Nobody wants to get to the end of their favorite show. Because when they do, they're no longer climbing. They're no longer moving forward. And this is so important for having a good life. Video games, they're a lot of fun, but they can be kind of dangerous because they kind of create an artificial sense of this, and then you may feel unmotivated because, well, you kind of got your push yourself, challenge, and achieve something fix online where the boxes get checked quicker and easier, and doing some of that can be downright good. It can help you become more productive, actually. When I was younger, I would game and then go clean, and I noticed over time I kind of transferred the habit over and became a more productive person. So I'm not saying you need to quit playing video games and sell all your consoles. I'm saying you should be weary of entertainment because it can lead you to not actually pursue what you want. It can lead you to accept a situation that you genuinely don't care for or like. And sometimes we have to do that to survive. That's okay. But doing it and then numbing your mind and just accepting it indefinitely isn't going to help you. Ask yourself every day, am I actually moving closer to getting rid of this situation I don't like? Am I doing all I can to take the life I want? And if you found that each day you're losing 2 to 3 hours to entertainment, cut back. Stop watching TV. I'm using an hour of that to work on my passion, to work on my career, to work on my education instead. And I'll still do an hour of my favorite show because I like it. You can do things you like, that's fine. You should do things you like. And guys, these thoughts can get downright tricky. They really will try to disguise themselves as your own. Sometimes they just are your own thoughts that no longer serve you and just need processed. Sometimes confronting those uglier emotions can be downright hard. Like you're like, oh man, I just can't confront my own shame, my own sorrow, my own fear. Just try, make yourself do as much of it as you can, and one step at a time you'll get a little better at doing it. And these are the ways we become someone who is the master of our own emotions, not the other way around. Some other things that can help you out and hurt you are, it's really regular that people feel something they don't understand. Like, they'll feel something and it's like, oh, I feel it's kind of like sadness, but I'm not sure. Or it's like, I think I'm happy, I'm not sure. And because we experience a new emotion, how are we supposed to know what it is and identify it right away? We're not. It's new. There's many tools you can use to help you deal with this too. They are talking to loved ones and seeing how they've had experiences with this feeling in this situation. A therapist can do this, but will be more experienced with talking about your feelings and helping you articulate them. And if you can't afford a therapist or don't feel like it's not right for you, there are other routes. You can also get online and just pull up the various emotion wheels that exist there and give them a good look. Chances are you'll find words that you need to Google or feelings that you didn't know were this type of feeling or that type of feeling, and it'll help you sort some of your own opinions and feelings and figure out some of those feelings that you don't quite understand yet, because we all have those. I'll hear people say, I'm not afraid, and they think they mean that because they're not afraid to get in a fight or afraid to protect their home or whatever, but low-key they're really afraid of being alone. And it's like, that's a type of fear too. It just needs reframed. And at the same time, people constantly would rather just walk away from the truth of themselves than battle the hard part of themselves. But when we conquer ourselves, we become someone who can actually win in life. So, I strongly suggest, before you start setting external goals for 2025 and beyond that help you potentially get where you think you want to be, figure out where you actually want to be, what you actually feel, what you actually think. A reframe can be an terribly powerful tool in self-discovery. So once you reframe your emotions, you're probably going to be feeling a little, like, you're going to feel a little uncomfortable at first, but once you adjust, you're going to be feeling just downright unstoppable all the time. And man, the wind really wants to take offense to my hair today. Whatever. Gotta get out here and record. It's been a couple days. I let myself relax on Christmas. It's a little wet out here, but it's nice. It's nice right now. And Lucius Seneca always said, thoughts had on walks are the only thoughts worth having. I totally butchered that. That is not a direct quote, but pretty much it's just like getting out and just going for a walk in nature will have you thinking things you hadn't before, a good chance have you actually processing and working through emotions. I have talked about how sleep can help with this in a previous video. So learning how to sleep, getting better at sleeping, understanding that your emotions don't need avoided. So if you wake up feeling something, that's okay. Get a good bit of exercise in, eat something healthy for you. These things, it's crazy how much just consuming junk and not taking proper care of our body can shape our thoughts for the worst. Where we're just sitting there and we're thinking, oh, I hate life, the world's an ugly place, and then I eat dinner and stretch and go for a walk, and I'm like, what was I on about? What was I on about? I couldn't tell you. I sure was grumpy. So sometimes just de-grumping yourself can make a huge difference. So I would de-grump yourself, look at that emotion wheel, talk to a loved one or therapist, and reframe them thoughts and figure out which are yours and which aren't, and which serve you and which don't. Boil down to the root of what you're feeling, and life can really become awesome quickly. I've had so many people over the years that were naysayers of me turn around and say, no, I was wrong about you. You're not bad. And that feeling, proving people wrong, it's beautiful. But if you just stay stuck in your ways, then they're going to be right about you because they're seeing something that's actually there. Chances are people are seeing an amount of what's actually there. So if you can't reframe, you're never going to experience that, and you're going to miss out, and I don't recommend that, guys. So please try to reframe, do right by yourself, and get to the bottom of your emotions and understand soft thoughts, hurtful thoughts, shameful thoughts. They're all natural. They're all things you're going to experience, and you need to work through them. Okay? You guys have a good day and a great New Year's. I'm looking forward to possibly posting on New Year's night. We will see. Might do like a big end of year video. And I'm thinking in my next video I'm probably going to review my current journaling practices, or look at another topic like this one where we can just really do some self-work and get to the bottom of ourselves, because at the bottom of ourselves is where the climb to the top starts. This has been Skyline Stroll, and you guys have a wonderful day.